Fuck me.
Gee. Hey everybody. Hi. Yeah, that's Alex over there chirping like a perverted bird, so I have to excuse us for a moment.
Fuck me.
It's gonna get you a cockatoo for Christmas.
Polly want a cock.
Well, now with all that being said, you got to know where you are by now. You've made it to another fantastic episode of This Is the Future.
Unfortunately.
Goddamn right. How you doing, man?
I'm right. I'm fine. Doing okay. Um, Weekend just happened, so a blur. You ever like try to watch a documentary and then you realize that you're too stoned and to watch the documentary that you're watching? Like I was watching this documentary called something infinity. It's about like if like infinity actually exists, you know.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah, it's
it's
called, I
like
think
it
it's called a trip to infinity. I think it's called that.
right, but it's really intelligent, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
10
yeah.
minutes. I made it 10 minutes. And nope. I even wrote a joke about it. I was like, I can't do this. This shit's too smart for me. I thought that I'd watched it for an hour and it had been like 9 minutes and 50 seconds. I was like, fuck this. I'm out.
Yeah, no, it's pretty heavy like that. Well, because it's a bunch of mathematician.
Yeah.
Can't even fucking say it right. Mathematician. Yeah, fuck, I got a camel hat on.
Mathematicians.
Mathematicians. Fucking a bunch of Neil Neil deGrasse Tyson kind of smart people like that. Know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Wearing t-shirts and trying to act cool.
yeah, and I was yeah, and I was watching it. It was like 12 at night, and I was like, just like I felt like I was so stoned and I was so like didn't know what they were talking about that I felt like I was so high that I could see my reflection in the TV because I felt like I had an out of body experience because I was so bewildered by what they were talking about, and I was so high that I felt like I came out of my own head and I looked at my own self and I saw, and I was like, I gotta turn this fucking shit off. My face is melting.
What's crazy to me is I remember why I think in that first 10 minutes, I'm rounding up here, that I understood the basic concept of infinity. Even though I was high, I've been smoking, for the last 20 years. So mostly that's how I think, anyways, stoned. So I
Yeah.
was getting it. Like they were like, okay, so infinity doesn't go on forever. Think of infinity more like a loop. It
Yeah.
comes back around, and I'm like, whoa. I was like, okay, that's it. Got it. Bye. Stop talking.
Yeah,
That's
but
all
then
I
they
need to
were
know. But they kept going. I was like, all
yeah, they
right.
kept going because then they were like, doesn't it only exist in our heads, like in math? Like, because they could do the math and they could find infinity like that.
Right.
But they don't know if infinity actually exists, like physically, you know? Because like I think what I got was like that I know because it's like the
I
outcome could
think
be
I got an
completely different.
educational virus.
I know. I fucking watched all of it. I watched it last night, like half of it when I was stoned, and then the other half sober this morning. Well, I don't know. I'm never that like. I'm never
Never
sober.
really
I'm just
sober.
like sober enough. And I was watching it, and all of a sudden, like another 10, 15 minutes into it, I was like, "Fuck! I feel stoned again." Uh, so what I got from it, and it could be completely different, is that they haven't found if infinity is actually real, if it is a real thing, like a tangible physical thing, because no one knows if the universe stops or not, you know.
Right. They just have theories.
Yeah.
Well, and the symbol for infinity is a figure eight, which means it
Comes,
continue. You keep going, right?
yeah.
And yeah, so And to me, like, I was watching it and they were like showing the universe, like they're like trying to show infinity in the universe. And I was like, this looks like the inside of a donut, but not a jelly donut, a regular donut.
Yeah.
And then I was like, donuts.
All
That's what I
right.
got off. I was like, I'm out of here. I can't stop thinking about donuts, infinity donuts.
Next thing you're at the store 1 in the morning. You have a bunch of
Right? What do you mean you're
pastries in your hand.
closed?
You're like, all these mathematicians got me fucking stoned. Come here, hey dog. Still over there doing something. How are you though, Tony?
I'm good, man. I'm actually watching a documentary. I'm not right now. I'm in the middle of it. On Miss Cleo.
Oh,
You remember her?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It turned. I don't know the whole story yet. I'm 30 minutes away from uncovering the massive truth, but still, I just, to me, like I remember, I make references to that all the time, and no one gets it anymore because she was only popular for 3 years.
Right.
More or less. And they were talking about how this was before the internet and people just really really just wanted someone to talk to. And what they were doing was they were using the company was using Miss Cleo's name to get people to call in.
Mm-hmm.
And these people's job on the other end was to answer their phone and pretend to be a medium, to pretend to read cards and pretend,
Yeah.
and they didn't know fuck all about any of this. The one dude said that part of his job, people call in for Cleo, and he said, my job was to keep him on the phone for at least 18 minutes. So I would walk around my house in the background and go, Cleo, Cleo, and just like you're looking for your lost dog, like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And the nice thing is, every time I watch a story or a documentary about someone like doing a job that they didn't like, I'm
Yeah.
always like, my job's not that bad. Shit, at least I get benefits. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe that's why I watch so many documentaries about things that have gone wrong in people's lives, just so I can feel a little bit better about mine.
I think
What
that's
the
all
hell?
life is just casually trying to find out who has it worse than you. That's all
Right,
life is. You're just
right.
trying to figure out how can I feel less shitty about myself. And then you know, you look, you go in the Walmart, and you just walk around for 10 minutes and you go, yeah. And then those people, they, well, I don't know what the fuck they do, but they just go, well, they might go to like the cemetery and be like, well, at least I'm not dead. Yeah. And then the people buried in the ground think, well, at least I'm not alive anymore. You
Right.
know, it's just
Like,
a,
at
you
least
know.
as long as they don't bury me in my Walmart vest.
As long as they let me clock out after I'm done doing my
The
door.
worst part, the scary part for me about being like, about, they always say when I took a course through some friends anyway about insurance, and they always said, if you don't have a plan, Walmart does, which was
Oh
kind
God.
of a pitch or a hook, if you will, for why you should take care of yourself and plan for your retirement.
Hmm.
But since none of us are going to retire anyway now,
Right.
the way I see it is, like, let's say you had this amazing career, which I don't have to worry about, but let's just say that someone that you had an amazing career, but at the end, shit didn't work out. You made it through the pandemic, lost all your money. So now, even though you did really well, you're a fucking greeter at Walmart. And so at your funeral, there's all these, high end people like, this guy did a great job. But then the last speaker was your best friend at Walmart. And he gets up there and says, boy, I'll tell you, Tony sure loved to greet, boy. He loved that shit. He had 100 jobs. Y'all said he was a scientist. Fuck that. I knew him better than any of y'all. He loved Walmart. Let me tell you something. Just pushing you down, just pushing you way down. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Tony worked at Walmart? What the fuck? Like, he's a scientist. Like, hey, he didn't manage his finances very well. Walmart had a plan for him, so there it is. And now, Walmart puts a star on his tombstone because they don't fucking know any better. And they're
Yeah.
just
And when they're
passing out free apples and shit.
and when they're lowering your casket you're down into the fucking cold earth, lowering you down, they're just all of a sudden it just turns into a commercial and that smiley face comes up and just cutting back prices, and then they totally turn on you.
Yeah, I think that smiley face whistles and rolls back.
Yeah,
Rolling back prices.
except it has X's over its eyes
Right.
because you're dead.
We've got a sale on caskets.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, yeah. So I don't want to go down like that, but no one would give a shit. You know, didn't have an amazing in life, and you know, so success. No, so we're fine. Like, oh, did Tony work at Walmart? That's not surprising. One of his 57 jobs. Yeah, it worked out.
That's
No,
that.
fuck. So yeah,
You know,
so documentaries. Yeah, that's fucking great. I can't believe. So you finished it. I did not finish
finished
that.
it, and
I'm not
I
finishing it.
took away something from it that I actually I always believed, you know, and but it's really dark. But they were talking about it, and they talked about it in a way that really makes sense, you know. And I was kind of able to put it in the words, like stupid person words, but you know, like, but
Stupid
one
is
guy,
stupid.
one smart math dude was talking about how about in the grand scheme of things, and the as far as the universe and the world is concerned, none of us matter.
Right.
None of us, like when we die, it doesn't care. No one like the world, the universe doesn't care. It's
Nope.
like it's just so like, and that's what, and I got it. Like it makes me think. It's well, I like I said, I've always kind of thought this. Like we are the we are the only people. We're the only things that care.
Yeah.
You know, our problems aren't fucking problems, really. You know, like
No,
socially, politically, economically, all that government shit. It's
doesn't matter.
not. It really, really, really doesn't matter. It does not matter because it's just like they're talking about it how like we're less than a speck, you know.
Yeah.
We're like a particle and not even that. And it's like nothing matters. It's like that basically one of the a super smart person on the show was just like basically said it in plain English, like nothing matters. And I'm
Right.
just man, fuck. Well, this fucking documentary is gonna make me start drinking at 9:30 in the morning.
Because nothing matters.
Yeah, fuck it.
Why are you drinking? Because nothing matters. But you're gonna
Nothing
die.
matters.
It doesn't matter.
Nothing matters.
We're gonna die anyway. Damn it! What the
Yeah,
fuck?
it kind of yeah. It puts in perspective that like we as humans, like as people, like um we put importance on things when we don't need to.
Because we're fucking bored, and we
I know,
want. Yeah, it's.
and I know that we're only 12 minutes and 46 seconds into this, but I started my morning off really heavy. So.
All I know is if a person who talks like that, who says those kind of things, like nothing else matters, I'd pass a joint with that guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what else you got? I kind of knew that. I didn't have to go to school for that. I knew this shit didn't matter, but what else you got?
Yeah. Yeah. What else?
If any more of my redneck fucking, ideologies actually match up to the shit you went to school for.
Yeah.
You can get an education from a drunk Texan. I just want you to know that. Like some
Oh
out of
yeah.
work truck driver, he can show you how the world works in about 5 minutes over a plate of biscuits and gravy. You don't really need, I mean, just listen to other people, you'll figure it out. You don't need a fancy education. Let me tell you something, man. Like, okay, I'm sitting down for this. He's got something good. What do you got, buddy? What do you got?
Tell me.
That's right. Did you do anything? Are you doing any Christmas stuff to get
um,
ready for the holidays?
if the if the Mount Hood isn't too fucked up, I'll probably go see my parents.
For
But
Christmas?
yeah. But I'm at the point in my life, I'm not saying age or anything, but just the point like
Yeah.
I've driven over Mount Hood in the worst conditions so many times where I'm like my whole life, and especially the last like 11 years that I've lived in Portland.
Yeah.
Oh, and like traveling for comedy and all this is just like I'm done risking it. If it's like yeah, I looked at like the day I'm supposed to leave the warmest point of the day is 11 o'clock at night, and it's 15 degrees.
No, that's a
That's
nice
the
skating rink.
that's the warmest part of the fucking day. And
No.
when I would start to drive, it was like -2, -4. And so I'm just like, and I'm like, all right, you want to see me for Christmas, but do you ever want to see me again? Because I might slide off a fucking.
How about Christmas in July? That's a safe time to travel.
I know, like, come on, can't we like fucking me? Like, it's fucking. Does it have to be in December when everyone else doesn't? Can't we just have a special day that's just special for us?
Yeah.
You know? But so I might do that, or I might stay here and have Christmas with the Hobbits. So, we'll see.
Well, let's paint a picture for those of us for those people with the that listen to the show have no idea like what going over a pass means, all that. So first of all, in Oregon, you have the Central Oregon, and then you have the Valley, as they call it, where Central Oregon is where Bend is. They sit at like 3,600 feet. And then you have the Cascades that basically separate Central Oregon to the Valley, as they call it, where the luscious, beautiful trees, tons of fucking rain. Portland, Eugene, all live in that valley. That's where I-5 is. To connect Central Oregon to the Valley, you have to cross the mountain passes. There's several to choose from. They all suck ass.
Yeah.
They're all 2-lane roads. Sometimes there's a passing lane, but
Times there's not.
you're not doing the right drugs, you ain't doing it anyway, whether there's a lane or not.
Yeah.
Summertime sketchy as fuck because honestly, a lot of deer jump on the road. You see nothing but fucking tire marks to scare the living shit out of you, but you're still trying to go fast because it's boring as fuck. It's dark. There's nothing out there. Not very many gas stations. Not a lot of help. And in the wintertime, we have a luxury where you can actually pull up. I don't know how you do it now, probably on your phone, but there's fucking weather cams where you can actually look and see what those passes look like. And as soon as you look at them, you realize you're a lot fucking better off where you're sitting presently. Yeah. They're not appealing to look at. They're all you see is just white and then a car going for it. Like every couple, you're like, I don't want that to be me.
Well, see, that's the thing is like, the car I have right now, it's a Nissan Altima. You know what I mean? Like, and they don't even, you can't even buy chains for it. You have to buy these like snow socks.
Yeah, that's what you're telling me, right?
Yeah, and it's just like, and it's, apparently they either work better, or the guy that told me that was just trying to sell it to me. So either they work better than chains, or it's just, something he said to sell it.
Right.
But I've heard that they do, which is weird. It's just a piece of cloth. So, because like I have like, like the clearance on my car is like this much in between the wheel well and the tire.
Right.
So
you don't have any room for anything.
Yeah. So I'm just to the point where it's like, I go there to see him like 2 to 3 times a year in the summer. And it's like, you'll have to come in the winter. But then again, if I stay here, I have to play board games with the hobbits. And I don't want to play fucking board games. I hate board games.
Yeah, but what? No, I mean, nothing. I mean, but what are you going to do with your parents?
I don't know. Nothing.
Not board games.
Yeah. Tell my dad to shut up when he starts talking about Fox News.
We should put our dads together. They could tell each other to shut up. They both watch that shit. My dad's going through it. My dad's like coming off. I don't think he fucks with it much. He doesn't talk about it anymore, and he's been happier for it. Well, if you're sitting in the car with me driving back from somewhere, I will just start saying shit and forget about who I'm talking to. So just be like, the news is, you'll hear me say, the news is bullshit. None of this matters. We're all going to die at any time, and no one's going to give a fuck when we go. So once you hear that come out of my mouth, it's like, fuck the news. It's like, he's right. Fuck him. It doesn't matter. Just hope this idiot gets me home safe. That's all. But yeah, it doesn't. So hopefully, I think that shit sinks in after a while. Just enjoy your fucking ride. Stop buying all this bullshit. All the news is fucking hilarious. They're just trying to create a rift. That's their job. Create a fucking problem. So they have something to talk about. Fuck that shit. It was entertainment when it was invented, and it still is. So that's that. But don't you have aren't you an uncle to like 7 kids or something?
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a reason to go. I'd go along with you to see that. All right, kids, get in line. Time to hug Alex.
Right. I'm an uncle 4 times through my sister's kids, and then like another at least 4 times through my second oldest brother. So, I got about anywhere from 8 to 10 nieces and nephews.
And so you don't have to have any of your own kids. You're good. You got
Oh, I told my parents that I was like, that's fine. You're good.
yeah. Thanks, sis. Covered bases for both of us.
Yeah, exactly.
It would
But
look weird.
what do you got going for Christmas? I almost said Halloween. What do you got going for Christmas?
We've been screwing around the last couple of weeks, like going out, like going out and doing Christmas stuff. Like last week we went out and saw like Christmas lights and flowers and trees and shit like that. But this weekend you've heard of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
Yeah.
Yeah, they their first show was here in Philly. They told us that last night, and I guess they're a part there's 3 of them that are from the band fuck Sabotage, which I don't know. I don't I've heard of them. I don't know them
I
as some
don't.
kind of hair band. But in any case, it's a bunch of like hair band dudes like rocking out to their versions of Christmas songs or holiday songs they've just come up with. It's really not bad, but imagine like I mean honestly the production it's in the big sports arena. It's they would
Mhm.
fill up the Rose Garden or whatever they call it where you live.
Right.
So the production is handmade quality shit. It's like almost Rammstein level. No
Oh,
joke. Which is kind
okay.
of funny because you really don't know any of the people in the band. You're like, who the fuck are these people? And they bring in like, but it's really a good show. Like you could tell I'm middle aged now, so I'm like giving it a lot of accolades. Bunch of cotton tops were in the audience crying and shit. It was good. But they rock the fuck out. They do laser lights, they do fire, they do elevators that spin, and they're all chained up playing guitar. The same riff for 5 minutes. There's yeah,
Yeah.
but still entertaining as hell for Christmas. I'm like, this is Christmas, all right. Like I could do this. But pass the acid, man. Yeah, all right. Yeah, it was
Cool.
a good time, man. But what we did before that was something that I saw on social media, and I was like, this looks funny. We got to check this out. There's a cat extravaganza.
Huh?
Yeah. And I think I'm going to go ahead and call this the unfortunate topic right here.
Okay.
Um, because I had some qualms about it. But here's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So I guess the history is I'm going to go ahead and make some of this up. I think it started in like 2015, whatever. It's a cat show. Long story short, like a dog show, it's a cat show.
I
So
thought it might be that you said cat spread like fucking like what'd you call it? A bonanza?
cat no, I didn't call it. That's what they called it. It's a cat extravaganza.
For some reason I thought you said a bonanza. And I was like,
That's what I'm gonna have after the show. Me and the
yeah.
cat are gonna have a bonanza in my fucking yeah, that's what we're gonna do. A big old fucking bowl full of bonanza. No, so it's a cat show.
Yeah.
And here's what fucked me up. It's at a big convention center north of the city. We've been
Okay.
there for my dad and I were there for a pool convention. No swimming attire required. Bring your pool cues. So
Oh,
we went there for that. And so we went back to this place and I'm thinking, and this is a big fucking building. So I'm thinking this isn't gonna be a big deal. I said that is not. It's not gonna be, there's not gonna be a lot of people at this thing. No way.
right. No
So
way.
we pull up and my jaw's on the floor as I'm driving to the parking lot. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here? And I said that in the car. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I'm usually dead on about this. Like, and my parents like, oh, you can park in there. I'm like, nope, can't park there. We couldn't park anywhere. There's nowhere to park. This fucking convention center is huge. And I'm like, there's no way. Like every cat in a 3-state radius must be in this fucking building. This doesn't make any sense. And people are walking out with giant boxes and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are these people buying? There's no way. Like you see these people walking out in like camo hats with American flags on them and shit. Right. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I'm scratching my head and we can't find a parking spot. And I'm baffled. I see all these big ass men coming out with these big boxes. And my mom's like, people are buying a lot of those those cat tree houses. I'm like, that just don't fucking look right. We finally park the car, walk into this door, and this guy's like, "Hey, are you here for the cat show or the gun show?" And I was like, uh
Okay, that's why.
yeah, and I was like, "Bing." Oh,
That
I
makes
was like,
sense.
"We're actually here for the cat show," and he's like, "Oh, all right, you're in the right place." And so we walk in, and it's like, all right, it's just in a convention center. There's all these doors, and you can roll the garage doors up and make
Yeah.
more room. And I didn't know all that, but I figured that out. So this is just one room, one bathroom. They brought out the soda cart and a a hot dog spinner and all that, and just
Oh, the
there's
whole
your
thing.
fucking
Yeah.
concession stand. That's all you idiots get, you weirdos. So it's big and it's just like enough room to play basketball in. The size of a basketball court. That's it, and it's packed, mind you. Now everyone else is walking around with gun, like that's what it's going on. I looked as soon as he said gun show, I turned around and I thought I saw what you carry a pool cue in. I'm like, wait, a pool? Oh, that's what you carry rifles in. I'm like, we need
Yeah.
to keep those crazy fucks out of here because
You're gonna
guns
start
and
shooting
cats
kids.
don't mix. That's no good.
Yeah.
So anyway, once I figured that out, and I kept looking outside, and I just see more and more gun kits. One guy had a cannon. I'm like, what the fuck? Bought tickets for the wrong show. But in any case, I do dig cats, and all four of us that went, Steph, my mom, dad, and I, we all like cats. But what's revealing about a cat convention center or a cat extravaganza at a convention center is that you see each person kind of get in, like, see how they respond to this material, these cats. So what you have is up front, you have you have your dealers selling different stuff, like cat shit.
Mhm.
And then you have rescues, which is cool. Not gonna make fun of that. And those are always hard for me because those are the cats you could actually take home with you. So I don't spend a lot of time in the orphanage. Not my
Mm.
thing. Already have a cat. So then you have in the middle, you have five like stages, but really what it is just like a circle and there's five tables and every person has a headset and every person with a headset has a different accent and they're all cat professionals. And behind them is a set of maybe 10 cages apiece. They all get so many cages. And if you go past them towards the bathrooms, that's when you get into, I guess, like the green room. I mean, it's
Green room,
still, well, the
like a
green room
cat
for cats.
green
Oh, this
room.
is fucking great. This is great. So it's just a shitload of tables and all these owners of these cats that are competing. Of course, it's a fucking competition. It can't just be show and tell. So they're competing. And as soon as I walked in that area, I felt like Little Miss Sunshine. I felt like I was at one of those things with all those like 5-year-old girls trying to be the next Miss America. I
Yeah.
felt like I was at a fucking beauty pageant. And it was just weird because I didn't know what I was doing. So I'm just walking down the rows and there's cat strollers, there's cat backpacks with clear, all the cat shit that I laugh at on the internet and contemplate buying when I'm high as shit, but don't actually purchase. Um, and all these cats are in these cages. Some have the curtains down because they're sleeping. I mean, some are sleeping in their shit boxes because they're tired of this crap. It was just crazy, and everyone was serious about it. I'm over here like, pen to paper, here we go, and everyone
Right.
else is like, oh my god, it's like this is really strange. So eventually, I was like, it's supposed to go till 4 o'clock, and we got in there like 11. And I kept looking at my clock. I'm like, this isn't good. We're not going to make it 5 hours. We need a backup plan before we go to this
Right.
concert tonight. We got it. We had, long story short. So I'm like, this isn't going to, they're not going to be into this shit. So first we look around all the cats and then we realize, oh, well, you stand in front of one of these stages and you hear the person talk about the pets, the animals. So what happens is the people who own these cats, they they put their cat in there to be, to compete. So many
Right.
words. So this extravaganza actually started over in England or some shit or Russia or whatever the fuck, and now it's in America. And they have these people who make a living traveling around talking about other people's pets. So what happens is the owners of the pets walk their fucking grab their cats, and
Yeah.
there's cats, more than one cat. This is what's weird. Most owners have a couple of cats. And so they take their cats and they put them in the cages they're not supposed to put them in. And then the dude with the headset who looks like he could be selling knives that cut open cans and shit,
Oh,
he's
I
over
love
there.
that.
Oh
Love that.
yeah, oh it's fucking great. And so they grabbed, and each one he treats like kind of like produce. You know, he would grab one and he wouldn't put it on the table. He would kind of drop it like from like maybe 6 inches. He would drop it. He's like, and what I'm doing is to see how they're gonna respond. And then he'll start like petting them. Like he's talking the whole time. He's doing all this weird shit. He's like looking in their faces and all this stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, you did that shit to my cat, your face is gone. She'll eat that shit like Hannibal Lecter. No fucking way you're touching my cat like you're doing. Even look at my fucking cat. She will fuck you up. There's no way she belongs in this event. Glad I didn't bring her. That was a good decision. So you got all these really beautiful hybrid cats. Like he's talking like, what was it? One was called a Toy Bob. One was called a Tennessee Rex. I'm like, so this is what these fucking weird, what the fuck? It's a cat. It's a cat with stripes. It's a cat with spots. It's a cat that looks like it's wearing a tuxedo. Those are your options. Nope, not at this fucking place. So long story short, we make it till 4 o'clock. We do. We were there. Really? I mean, we were there, man. I sat down. I just like kind of put my, I relaxed, and I chose a seat where I could see a couple of stages going at multiple times because I'm just soaking this shit up. This is great. But there's some of these people that are fucked up. Like they're like really serious about this shit. There's this one girl, and here's what's funny is a lot of people that were there were like who brought their cats were Russians, like different accents. Just you could tell by the way they were dressed. Like what the fuck? How long have you been had ties with the mafia, the Russian mob? This one chick had these cute fucking cats, and they were small. They were miniatures. They're never going to get any bigger. And they started developing them in Russia. And so she had her cats in this particular judging, up there for a ribbon or a medal or whatever. I don't know. Trying to get a scholarship, whatever these cats are trying to do.
Scholarship.
Yeah. So this chick, she's 7 foot tall. She reminds me of Lucille Ball. Like when she put on a lot of makeup, she's like, like being really weird. This woman looked like her face was stuck like that permanently. And I'm going in on her because she was not cool. So 7 foot tall, blonde fucking hair, big Hello Kitty fucking sweater on, big ass clodhopper shoes, all these cats hoping to take home all the medals today. And there's little kids, it's like a family event. This fucking creature stomps up there, pulls out her giant fucking mega iPhone, pushes fucking record, and just stands there. Literally got in front of like 50 people and her name is Gigi, but she named one of the cats Gigi too. So every time the guy said Gigi, every time this guy said Gigi, this bitch took a bow. She took a bow for her cats. She's like, And the chick that I brought with me is from Delaware County, and we don't know how to keep our mouth shut for nothing. We'll start a fight over anything. And so she's like, excuse me. And this bitch turns around, does a half of a quarter step in the wrong direction. And it's just like, it was like, great, this bitch is going to be she's going to be the birthday clown of all the festivities. And she was. For the rest of it, just ignorant as shit, gathered up all the medals and filmed everything. So I looked at more Hello Kitty symbols on the back of her sweater than I did any of the cats. Because anywhere I was, this fucking tree trunk of a human just stood right in front of us. It's just weird. And then here's what was really funny though. There's one of Steph who was looking at some of the cats. They like my parents, we all love cats. But Steph like sphinxes, like the cats with no hair. And I'm like, those are fucking Mr. Bigglesworth. What is this, Austin Powers?
Yeah.
In any case, the reason I think it's unfortunate is simply this. People get way too into it. The judges are telling it like it is, and some of these judges are European, and Americans are not ready for European judges because even though we are in one of the most honest parts of this fucking country, and we're assholes about it, Europe taught us how to be pricks, okay? That's where it all came from. So this English broad, right? She's like, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to some regular kitties. Now, these aren't your purebreds. These aren't your expensive kitties. These are just normal cats. And we think everyone should be included, so we're going to give them a whirl. And it's like, oh, this ought to be fucking funny. So these people bring up their regular cool house pets that look, like they took a bath and they're happy for the day. And, I'm sure the owner probably doped them up on heroin because how the fuck else would they not be freaking out right now? some stranger talking shit about them, touching them, throwing them in a cage another cat was just in, taking them back out, throwing them back in there, locking the door, ranking them 6 out of 7. You know, just horrible things happen to these cats. And so we get down to this English chick, and she's got a Sphinx. And this woman's behind me, and I'm just gonna say, I wouldn't fuck with her. She has a haircut like mine, but she styled it properly. She shaved the sides. She chromed the top. This woman is ready to fuck up anybody. And that's her Sphinx up there. And these are not professional Sphinxes. This is just a casual Sphinx.
Right.
So the English woman brings out this lady's cat, plops it on the fucking counter. And she's like, oh, this one's a bit chubby. I was like, uh-oh. Everyone in there's like, you just called that woman's cat fat. But she didn't stop. She kept going. This English chick kept hammering on this naked fat cat. It was so fucked up. She was just like, I could tell this one likes the store-bought food. And she's like, no, actually, I was like, oh shit, it's causing a rift. And I just turned sideways like I'm the net on a tennis court. I was like, boop, 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 boop. And the English broad with the headset didn't know what the fuck she was getting herself into. She kept ignoring this chick, but this chick's like, that fucking bitch. She keeps talking about my cat. I'm gonna kill her. And I was like, yeah. So then after the English person with the headset takes the cat, puts it back in the cage, and then she has to rank them. So now she starts backpedaling because she realized this English woman who couldn't fight her way out of a wet paper bag is like, I'm fucked. Like, I'm 67 years old. I barely could afford the flight here. I talk too much shit on some woman's fat, naked cat. I'm going to get fucked up. So she starts trying to backpedal and she's like, now it's really hard to rank all these cats because it could just be 1 point and then blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, if you rank that fat cat last, you're dead and we're all going to. And I kind of, at that point, I don't know why, I was like, I'm going to walk away. And so I walked away and all I heard was, yo, like that. I'm just like, I guess she got last place. Yeah. Like, I don't know what happened. And that was one woman. There was another woman who was running professional cats, right? And Steph went up to this cage and she was like, oh, isn't she cute? It's a he. That's what this woman says. And I'm thinking to myself, they're covered in fur. I've never seen a cat with a fucking porn star cock. How's anyone supposed to know? Seriously, I saw my first cat genitalia at this show. I'd never seen it before.
So, I've seen cat balls, but I've never seen a cat dick.
Right. And so that's the first thing. And then Steph says something else about the cat. And this woman's like, basically just pulls out a factoid on cats and points it at Steph and says, you're a fucking idiot. That's basically what she said to Steph in so many words. But this woman's like an 85-year-old rough looking mama, you know, just you could tell has a lot of cats, no fucking friends. So she's the other one at this competition. She's got like 7 cats. They're hanging on her shoulders. One's on her head. One's climbing out of her ass. And she's got to take them off of her, putting them in the cages, trying to win all these badges and shit. And they're serious about this stuff. That's what fucked me up. It's like, you idiots actually went out and spent good money on genetically engineered cats so that they have tiger stripes in a part down the middle and one sings Elvis songs or whatever the fuck you're trying to get. All this bullshit. And it's just fucking pointless to me. It's like, this is what we're doing. You're blowing all this money. You're driving your van full of cats down from upstate New York to this contest because this is what you got left. This is your claim to fame. When you die, you were a fucking cat champion, I guess. And here they are. And it's serious. It was weird because towards the end, we were like, I'm not staying for the final judging because this is going to get aggressive. We have dinner reservations. We don't have time for this. I wanted to stay. But it was like, it was just weird to me. It's like, so I guess the reason I think it's unfortunate is that we're out engineering breeds of cats, but we still have shelters full of cats that have nowhere to go. That's why it's unfortunate. I'm sure that's a popular topic to take, but I'll just say it was cool that cats were being rescued and purchased, right? Like the shelters work. They got 20 cats adopted while we were there. So they had the right mindset. But it's just weird to go from, oh, that's a cute cat, it's a shame that he's homeless, to, fuck you! It was just like, there's a lot going on in this small fucking basketball court size room, you know? This is crazy.
I mean,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's how that's how dogs are too, right? So it's
it
like,
was compared right. I
yeah,
hadn't.
like I love something about a pug. I love pugs. I love them. They're like fat and gross, and they can't breathe right, and then they make stupid noises. I love them. But like, there shouldn't be pugs. Like they're born into this world without knowing when they can't breathe. you know,
That's not
they're
funny.
born and they're like,
Help! 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 Help!
yeah,
I
it's
need
like
help.
they, they they look the way a juicy fart sounds, and like, and that's why like getting like, I don't know, like adopting a pug is a good idea, but and just like a French bulldog or any designer pet, it's like, what? It's kind of like kids. Why have a kid? Just adopt. If you believe in recycling, you should just adopt. That's how I think.
But and with kids and with I'll just say I think cats more than anything are out there like having more feral cats
Yeah.
than dogs are. So you're not wrong in what you're saying. You bring up a hell of a point. In all honesty, you're right. I had a kid. I didn't adopt one. I went out and had one. The old American fair,
Yeah.
yeah, horizontal hustle till it happened. So you're right. I agree with that. But with all the damn cats out there that were still had to left to be rescued, it was like, why can't we just have a cat competition with cats who eat 9 lives cat food and are overweight and will rip your face off if you touch them wrong in a competition? Like, why can't we do that?
Right.
Like that's all. It's just like it's just weird that people get so obsessive and they have to and they're literally inventing, engineering new breeds of cats. It's like, well, we have this cat over here that's 9 years old that has one tooth in her head and she seems like a real sweetheart. Why can't we get anyone to hang out with her? No? All
Yeah.
right, whatever. Just seems kind of stupid. And you're gonna get into a fight one day. I just kind of was like, if I go to another cat competition, I'm going in the Northeast. Like this is gonna happen. But I do feel like California, they get sensitive too in a different way. So, and the one dude who was the most popular there of the speakers and the judges and what have you, he's from California, and they had some good information. Like he had his own cat as one of them, this American, whatever the fuck it was, and he's like, "Check this cat out. You could fold it; just folds in the middle." And he picked it up, and the cat just whoop, just slumped over like that. I was like, "Oh, that's neat shit. That's cool." It was
One folds in the
he's got
middle.
yeah. They knew a lot about the cats, which was really fun, and that's why we stayed for so long to hear all the different information. But just to feel that tensions were high, it was like, interesting. Americans will kill you over nothing. We don't give a fuck. We will go to court over what you said about our fat kitty. That's it. That's what we'll do here. It was like, that's pretty amazing to me. We shouldn't get that excited on a Sunday. A Sunday, it's God's day. Let's calm down. But nope.
Hey, God got pissed. That's fine. He
Yeah, he
got
took the
pissed.
day off, right? He's like, fuck this shit, my day off.
Yeah.
But it was for one day. We did all that shit in one day. Both the concert and the cat competition or whatever the extravaganza. Um,
Bunny. The
But
cabin.
I will say this, man, pretty stoked about this, and for everyone who's listened to us long enough will get this. I was looking for I hadn't bought my cat anything for Christmas yet. So I
Mm.
figured, why not go to the extravaganza, get something extravagant. Brr.
Right.
So I'm walking around on my own here, and all of a sudden I see a couple of kids that look cool. Like we'd smoke dope behind a minivan or something together. So I was like, what are they into? And so I walk over to this table where this woman's selling her wares, and I look down and I see these kids and they smell like weed, and I'm like, oh, right on. And they're looking at these things. They're raw, the raw cone joints.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You pack it up. So
Yeah.
there's 6 of them and they're packed with catnip. And I was like, hey, holy shit. And I just fucking,
How does
all
that
right.
work?
All right. So there, for everybody, if you smoke joints, you can buy those shells now. They already have the crutches on the end and then the paper. You just stuff them full of your product, twist the end, and you have yourself a good to go joint. The
Hmm.
company Raw makes them. Some other people do. In any case, these are they make short ones, long ones. So yeah, I buy them and roll up, twist up joints when I'm going to concerts. I mean, I used to. In any case, So this woman just grows her own catnip out of Kansas, and apparently they'll sell those raw filter joints there too. And she just stuffs them full of fucking catnip and twists them up. Now I get what you're asking me. I do understand the question, and I have to be completely fucking honest with you. I asked myself the same question as I was spending the money buying them. So I have no fucking idea how this is going to happen because I haven't given them to the cat yet because, well, it's not Christmas.
Okay, but do you smoke them? Does she smoke
No, I'm
them?
not gonna smoke. No, I think
Do
what
you
I'm
like
gonna
them?
do with this thing, it's this long, there's 6 of them, is I'm going to take it out of the package for my cat, and I'm just gonna give it to her, and then we're just gonna see what happens.
Like see if she figures out how to use a lighter.
Well, I was thinking I'd get her a candle because she doesn't have thumbs.
Mm.
So if I lit the candle, then she could just smoke whenever she felt like it until the house burned down. But
Okay.
the funny thing was, is this whoever came up with this idea, like as I walked up and I saw those joints, they were literally being grabbed like fast, and I didn't even know what they were. I was like, grabbed one, and I just grabbed like physically, like "Rah!" Grabbed it. I was like, mine, and I was holding it, and I'm like, oh look at this shit, and other people are looking at me to see if I'm gonna put it down. I'm like, oh hell no, and then I grabbed another thing that looks like a big jar of medical marijuana. It literally like plays on the medical marijuana thing.
Right.
Like that was the whole thing. So it had like the green top with the cross on it and all that. It's a big jar of catnip, is what it is. So I got her I got her joints and I got shit she can pack her bowl with. So I got all that. And when I bought it, I bought all that shit and I came back and that whole little section of catnip, marijuana, paraphernalia shit gone, gone, all gone. Everyone bought it. It was great. I was just happy as a pig in shit that I got the last one of the pack of joints. I was just like,
Right.
I don't even know what you do with these. I probably pissed my money away, but this is great. Because once she just claws that thing open, when she just does anything with that paper, it's just
Yeah.
poof, catnip everywhere, catnip mustache, yay! So yeah, finally the cat and I we're gonna do joints on Christmas. It's gonna be great.
It's cool. It's cool that you're gonna smoke weed with your cat.
I think we're gonna share the same one. I'll just smoke some nip.
Yeah.
That's really honestly that's dangerous as shit because there's 6 of them. I'll definitely fuck up one day and be like, wait a minute, I didn't roll this joint.
Oh, I'm sure you'll just get fucked up enough to be like, yeah, fuck it.
I can walk away from this.
Turn into a cat. Speaking of smoking weed and being a cat, talk about music.
Damn, did I gobble up that much time with my cat extravaganza?
Oh yeah, it's like 10 to 1.
All right. Well, yes, but I'll just I'll just say something here. I know some people. I know just about everyone here is a fan of pets, has a cat. Go to the Cat Extravaganza. If you have a cat, just go. Just go check it out. It's not bad. I'm a comedian. Just go check it out. Seriously, go support your local cats. It's pretty damn neat to see all those different breeds. And yes, I'm ready to talk about the Hooten Hallers.
Okay, I the Hooten Hallers. I didn't catch what you how you just said their name, but I think when
Well,
I suggested them, I said the Hoot and Hollers, and I might have said that the Hoot and Hollers,
they're the Hooten
Hooten Hollers. Yeah,
Hooten Hallers. Yep.
I'm just an idiot, so I add words sometimes when you don't need to add words or take away words. So, and I'm not for sure if I did that or not. I'm just could see myself doing that. So yeah, the Hooten Hollers.
Yep.
With their album Back in Business Again.
Yep.
So the new album came out this year. Last album was 2017.
Yep.
That's right around the time I met them. I met them in 2018.
Oh.
I was on tour with Larry and his Flask, and the Hooten Hallers did probably a week or so, or maybe 4 to 5 shows or something like that with Larry and his Flask. So I went in front of them to open for both bands. Yeah, cool people, fun to hang out with. Good band. I like the album. I think it's a pretty fucking rad album. What do you think?
No, I did, man. So can you back up for a second? When you were touring with them, were they your supporting act when I came to see you guys? Just out of curiosity. In Jersey.
No.
Okay, cool. In any case, I this shit's pretty cool, man. Like
Yeah.
it's got I mean, I read the bio on Spotify, so I'm not trying to steal their verbiage, but I mean, you got some blues, you got some definitely got some jazz in there. Got
Hmm.
some Americana, like just I don't know, man. The lyrics are really fucking clever. There's some couple of clever hooks in there that I like. Um and it's just like most of it's just like kind of like just stuff like we were talking about earlier, like some country boy would just give you the wisdom of earth, how to live life. Like that's kind of what they're saying. It's just like, hey, shit happens. We're gonna keep trucking. Like
Yeah.
that's basically the premise of most of their songs
Well, I think it's the premise. Yes, the premise
of
of
the
this
whole
album.
album.
Back in
Yeah.
business again. Like,
And I like that. I like that. It's kind of like this upbeat. I like what I like about it is it's like the whole vibe of the album is like, hey man, life sucks. Get a helmet. Just keep going. Like, and it's upbeat, like to like just kind of has that kind of reminds me of forgive me here if I'm off, but it just reminds me of like bands like I don't know, like maybe like Less Than Jake, like stuff like that. Like just some dude up there with a big gravelly voice, but then someone barreling down there with some wind instruments and shit, just kind of a mix, a little bit of ska. I don't know, like ska punk has that vibe in there. But I like his raspy voice. And I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it just if I close my eyes, I'd see them at a festival like punk rock bowling or something like that. I could see Fat. I thought to myself, this seems like something that Fat Mike would put on his label.
sure.
Bro, Fat Mike is the lead singer of NoFX. He has his own record label, Fat Wreck Records, for those of you who don't know. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought of. I was like, this seems like something he'd be into. Definitely kind of like that, just party band, fun mentality type shit, road warriors for sure. They don't have a
Hmm.
shitload of followers, but they really should after this record. I was like, this should catch on. They should put some of this on the radio, get that out there.
Yeah, it's a great album. They're from
St. Louis?
Columbia, Missouri,
Okay, so close to St. Louis.
and they're an American blues and rock and roll band. They're very. If I was gonna say they're anything, they're just a modern blues band. That's what they're.
Okay,
You know, that's. They definitely have punk rock roots because I think that's how they grew up.
right.
Um, um, I like this album. I have one of their last album, the self-titled one, on vinyl, and I'm gonna have to get this one too on vinyl. I think it's fucking. It's like I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's better. It's definitely, and I think yeah, it might be better than their last album. It's awesome. It's fucking. I love the first track, Back in Business Again.
Yeah.
And then I also like the Cobbler's Children, um, and then the one that starred on iTunes, Heal It,
Yep.
and then I also really like the last song, Even the Blues
Fuck
Get.
yeah. Yeah, that's on my list. Yep.
And I like all the songs.
And her
Just
vocals are really nice. I like her vocals.
yeah, she doesn't, and I think it's the saxophone player. Her name's Kelly. I think
Yeah.
it's her. I was trying to. I mean, I wasn't just gonna try to assume that it was her, but like
Well,
when
that's
when
what
you
I
look at on Wikipedia, it does say that she does vocals. So
yeah,
and there wasn't any saxophone playing. It was just
right.
guitar drums and her. So
And
uh,
the name of the song, like the hook is that's why I said their hooks are really good. A lot of them are like clever, and that's why I equate it to something like No Effects lyrics, shit like that. Like it's just like you can hear it really well. It's got a fast pace to it, but then some of the shit they say are damn man, that's street poetry right there. Like even the blues get the blues. I'm sure someone has said that, but I think that's clever as fuck. I like that. Even the blues get sad. Like god damn man,
yeah,
that's some sad shit.
sad
But
shit.
the ones that I like, I by the time I got done the last time I listened to the album, I would have gone back and probably hearted the whole damn thing. But show me now that I know. Now that I can hear it, as soon as I say it, I'm like, now that I know. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let's dance, goddammit. Let's go. Somebody get me a cheeseburger. Woo! Cat Scrap. Then this song, I don't understand this one. I don't. When they're all but Van Killer. When they're like, "What did you do?" He's like, "I'm a van killer." I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?
It
Like,
means
was
that
he a bad mechanic? I don't understand."
they've gone through so many tour vans.
That makes sense now that I read the bio and they actually said that there's scraps of metal and rubber spread out across the country from their many vans. Now I'm an idiot. Yeah. But anyway, the way he sold it, I was like, did he really go to jail? I was like, so what I like about these songs is like they're easy. There's not a ton of depth. You can understand what they're talking about more or less. You know, he's talking about, hey, I've killed a couple of vans. We've worked our asses off. You know, it's like, oh, okay, that's easy. It's not like some other shit where it's like really heavy, you know, where you got to get high to understand the lyrics. So I like that one. And then Heal It and Even the Blues Get the Blues.
Yeah.
But the whole album, man, is super fun. Yeah, male.
Male's hair.
Male.
Male!
No!
Oh.
Did she bring it to you? Is she there?
Oh yeah, no. She's downstairs. But she takes the mail out of the slot and she like bites it and throws like there's like fucking utility bills. I have like bite marks through them, you know.
Is that a 0? No, that's a fang mark. Oh.
Yeah. That's just what she fucking goes fucking bananas. She has a bonanza. She fucking
That's a...
back to the Hooten Hallers. They're so like I said, they're from Missouri. They started in 2007 to present, and there's 3 members. What I like about them is guitar player that sings, drummer, and then saxophone player.
Mhm.
So instead of a bass player, they have someone that plays the baritone sax
Yeah.
and bass sax, and she has a song that she sings like, and when I saw them, I remember her singing a couple of times too, and something that they changed was the drummer used to stand up and play. He used to be a stand-up drummer.
Whoa.
And I remember he kind of had like he made a video on Instagram and did a couple of posts that like he has to start sitting down because he's getting really bad back problems from standing up and playing.
Hmm.
Because when you stand up and play the drums, you kind of lean
Sure.
and you're playing like this. You're kind of
Right into
leaning,
it. You lean
and
into it.
he sings. He sings a lot of backup vocals too. So probably has to like stretch his neck out a little bit to sing. And I watched a new video which is great. I don't know if you watched it. It's the self-titled track. It's fucking awesome. But he's sitting down in it, so it's something that I think it's a newer thing that he's done in the last couple of years. Because if you think about it, yeah, I think that would fuck up your back. Standing for like an hour or two playing the drums. Yeah,
Right.
probably fucks you up.
Yeah, that's you bring up a really good point for all the bands that you see out there. Just about almost every drum I've ever seen sitting down,
Yeah,
and that
it,
now,
it,
but I
it's
never thought of it as to why. But that,
it's a style. It's a style thing. Like there's a lot of these bands that are like rock and roll or punk influenced, like a hype, like but punk, bluegrass, punk, country, folk,
yeah,
blues, and I think it's like different, like I don't know, like Tejano bands, like mariachi bands, like that kind of like Latin bands, like they have percussion players that stand up, and
hmm,
so I think that's something that was adopted from that, and I
right.
think also bluegrass too. So that's something that was adopted from those styles of music.
Well, it's
But
interesting for a drummer to be like, ah, fuck this, my back hurts. You
yeah,
know,
I'm gonna sit out.
right?
But their music video from this album, "Back in Business Again," is awesome. It's so
Oh
fucking
shit.
cool. They have a part where like they're like in a bar and there's like fights and stuff going on, and all these like rough looking people like fighting with cowboy hats and getting bottles broken over the head, and they're playing on a stage like behind chicken wire, like
Yeah.
Blues Brothers and stuff, and there's like they're playing, there's all these bottles being broke. It's fucking there's beer everywhere. It's great. You got to check it out. I
I will,
highly
man. I will.
video.
Damn it, I missed it.
But
Yeah,
no,
but
you can still watch it.
I will. Um, but I would have to, if we're gonna rate the band, I would say I mean, I don't know, like a 9.7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say 10. Fuck it.
All right. Yeah, I'll give
Yeah,
it. I'll give it. I'll still. I'm gonna. They're great. That's all there is to it.
yeah.
Maybe we should probably figure out our scale. Like, poor
1 to
Stain got
10,
like
and
a
then there's,
4,
and there's,
and
and
everyone
there's
else gets a 9 to a 10, and Stain got a 4. It's like
I thought I gave him like a
everyone's else is
2.
like 9 point something, and fuck them 4.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to, like, all my ratings. I really try to be fair. Like in my head, I'm like, if I like it and I think it's awesome, I'll give it a 10 or close to a 10. But
Right. Yeah, it
I
should
don't
just
know.
be right.
Yeah, Stan was fucking, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right. So that's yeah. You don't want to be on that side, but the cool thing is I've never heard this band before, and we've listened to them for a week, and for me to say, great, just great music I've never heard before, and I would give it a high ranking. That's awesome. To me, like that's saying something.
Yeah.
I've never heard your shit before. I've listened to your album 4 times, and I hearted more than half the songs. So there's your ranking right there. That's what I think of that band. That album is really
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah.
it.
No,
Catchy as hell is how I would
yeah,
say
it's
it. Like
very
catchy as
catchy.
fuck. Yeah.
It's catchy in like the best way. You could really dance to it.
Yeah,
And
man.
he's got a good gravelly voice, you know?
Yeah.
Especially in the first track, Back in Business Again, he has a part where, oh yeah, like he has like he does that, like it's like it's cool.
This is something I would want to see live. Like, this is one of those bands I could see. Like, it reminded me of shows that we had seen in Bend. It reminded me of Larry and his Flask a little bit.
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
see
for
them with
sure.
that energy, with people gathering around them, like on the same level, like not on stage. Like, I could see them being the same kind of fun energy.
For sure.
Definitely.
For sure. They're fucking tour animals. They fucking tour their ass off. So, they probably come to Philly or close, I'm sure. Often. It seems like this band is always on tour. They're always doing something.
I mean, hell, I hope this is all they have to do for money, in all honesty. If that's what it takes to not fucking, you know, hi, how are you doing today? You don't have to
Yeah,
say that. You're doing okay. As long as you're happy.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So, yeah, we gave them tens or close to tens,
Yep.
so um yeah, fucking good band. Go see them live if you can. Check out the new album. Check out all their music if you got the time. Awesome band. And um, little known fact about them is they are really into pinball. They're like pinball nerds. I have one of their shirts. Forgot to wear it today. I think it's because it's dirty. It's it has like it says the Hooten Hallers on it, and it looks like there's a spaceship, and then there's pinball flippers, and then a pinball ball. And on their last album that I have, there's like some pinball stuff on the front cover. So
No
yeah, just a
shit.
little cool. I'm not even that into pinball. I just work at a pinball bar, and I thought it was cool.
So that's what all the touring is about. They're really just trying to get all those pinball machines. They're really just trying
Yeah, yeah. They're just trying to play as much pinball as they can wherever they are. Yeah,
That's pretty cool, though. You're like, all right, listen, we got something to do tonight, but this place opens at 10 in the
yeah.
morning. So we got time. Okay. You keep an eye on the van. We'll take turns. All right. We don't want to get robbed. It's fuck because there's a on the in Asbury Park in Jersey. I don't know if it's still there, but they call it like a pinball museum. And
Mm,
it was just so many pinball machines. Just that's all
yeah.
it is. A fuck ton of pinball machines. And I would imagine I've been to places like that. They're fun as hell. So it's kind of cool. Like that's your guilty pleasure. Because if you're on the road, like living out of a van, no. So that's cool. Like honestly, it's fun that you like, okay, we have something to do during the day. We have another reason to be out here, aside from just the gigs. The three of us have something in common. We're all stoked on fucking pinball.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I like that. No wonder they're upbeat. They're like, we're not doing this. We're just hitting the old flappers. They're like, oh,
Old
okay.
flappers.
Pretty simple. So what do you do in Missouri? We like pinball. Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's either that or bowling. Oh,
Balls
that's
are
good.
involved. Speaking of balls, you want to roll this wheel over here?
Yeah, we do want to roll the wheel, but we have to have a live powwow here because I was talking about veto power if we don't land on the Christmas record.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't got to roll a wheel.
Well, maybe we should roll it just to see if we land on it, because that'd be kind of cool. And if we don't, then we'll just fucking not do it. I don't know. Whatever you say, boss. You're in charge of the wheel. I'm gonna read off the. Yeah, you're right.
You just want me to spin this. You know, it's my favorite part of the show.
It is. It really. And I like the. Like I'm watching Madame Cleo. She's talking about fate in the stars. Maybe we actually land on it. And if we don't, we didn't. But we're gonna do it anyway.
All right. So this week's pick is the Christmas album by.
And we're just gonna see if the wheel agrees with us. Regardless, this
right,
is totally different.
What number? What number is it? And
All right. So this is just a little bit of fun. Number 8 is Twisted Sisters, A Twisted Christmas. And it wouldn't make any sense to not cover it this week. So if we land on number 8, we're going to cover it. If we don't, we're going to cover it.
We'll see if we get there, all right?
Yeah.
Letter 8. Ocho. Oh, baby.
Yeah. That's a big one. Oh, close though. It actually glitched when you do that. When you did that, it like the computer's like click.
Yeah, it went, oh, did it? Like the
yeah, it was like whoop.
For a second, it looked like it.
That was number, yeah. So anyway, as you all saw, Santa Claus made a Christmas wish happen, and we landed on Twisted Sister, A Twisted Christmas. Cool. So that is what we are going to cover our next episode, which hopefully will be the day after Christmas. We'll see what we're doing for the holidays. But yeah, our next episode will be covering a Twisted Sisters, A Twisted Christmas. So
got it.
From us here at this fucked up crazy show, we'd like to wish y'all happy holidays, because when we record our next one, the holiday will already be over. So hope y'all have a great one. Thanks for watching this shit. Enjoy A Twisted Christmas, and we'll talk about it when we come back.
Like, subscribe, follow, comment on the most recent YouTube on the most recent episode on YouTube if you would like to suggest a band and an album, also a movie with a soundtrack. You could also go to Titfu69 on Instagram and do the same thing. And thanks, Merry Holidays, Happy Birthday to Jesus, and bye-bye.
Happy holidays.